Pauline Amundsen Miller. I worked here in 1970. My first summer, I was dishwasher and table setter, hand washing all the dishes for 80, 90, 100 people one week. And the second week, I was carrying everybody's mucky clothes by backpack up to Queensview and washing them in a wringer washer and hanging them out to dry. You know, we had to find fun ways to endure the labor. The second summer, I was a guide and had canoe trips out. That was, and that winter, the second Pine Cliff had burned down over some mittens over too close to the fire or something. And so our kitchen was over in Evergreen, and so we had meetings, meals over there, and that was the central place for the staff and for meals for all the visitors and campers. Most of the trips were 10 days at that point in time, so that was, I remember one day I was asked to take some Indian upward bound young women out for just a day trip. It was the day I had off here, and I thought, what an irony. Here I am, Scandinavian immigrant, teaching Native women how to canoe in their homeland. That was amazing, just to think those thoughts. And so it was, and then Les worked here in '85, and then '01, '02, and we had gotten in the habit of coming here between Christmas and New Year's for the staff reunion, and so we'd bring our kids up over and over, would take them out on canoe trips. Our son Zach was a swamper in I think it was when he was in high school, early 90s. So this has been a part of our life for our family as well. And so many memories, many connections. My story was growing up in this stern Scandinavian Lutheran, follow all the rules, and coming here to Wilderness and hearing how people could celebrate and have a worship community and have a lot of fun was a freeing experience for me. It was opened doors for laughter and puns and fun. It also was when I was applying to medical school. I went through all the MCATs and then was put up for an interview at the University of Iowa. And the staff physician who was sitting there on the other side of the table, he was never even looked up. He was just asking questions and writing them down, and asking a question and writing them down. And finally, he looked up for a moment and said, "Do you know what you're getting into? Has anyone in your family been a physician?" And I said, "No. My mom's a nurse, my dad's a tractor mechanic." But I said, "Let me tell you something. I was a canoe guide at Wilderness Canoe Base up in northern Minnesota. I took kids out on camping trips for 10 days out in the woods of northern Minnesota and southern Canada in the Quetico. And what I learned is doing something hard is fun." And he looked shocked. A few months later, I got my acceptance to the University of Iowa Medical School, and I was convinced that Wilderness Canoe Base was what opened the door. In my graduating class, there were 22 women out of 165. Women didn't have a place in that profession. Again, I'm grateful. And I just would like to open up the invitation for everyone to think about how their roots at Wilderness, the stories, what they learned, how that has impacted their life. We've had last year, or a couple of years, a writer's retreat, and that may be another opportunity for people to focus on telling your story, putting it in black and white. So, one last mosquito. Amen.